What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliott Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to discuss and go over how to stop chasing a guy and how to, well, not really how to get him to chase you, but why you chase, why he doesn't chase, and how to stop if you are actually chasing. Now, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I'll love you forever, along with the bell notification. And if you want to get him to chase and fall for you hardcore, check out my course, Attraction Academy, down below. Now, with all that being said, I was having a discussion with one of my clients, and it comes to find out that me and many other dating coaches, which I already kind of knew this, don't go into hardcore detail in terms of a step-by-step plan on how to go about the things that we tell you guys. And the reason we avoid this is you guys seem to take every single thing we say literal, and you would say, oh, you contradict yourself in this video because you said in the previous video blah blah blah, but because it all comes down to context. So I can't tell you to do this and this, and then it might work for some of you and not others, or it might make some situations better, it might make some situations worse. It just comes down to the context. But of course, I am going to scratch all that and kind of give you a brief step-by-step, not super into detail, but I want to go a little deeper in the surface on why you chase, why he doesn't chase, and how to stop chasing if you are doing so. Okay, so with that being said, I think the best way of doing this is to put it into a PowerPoint presentation and get rid of this horrific thing, so you can absorb the material better. Okay, so with that being said, ladies, I love you, take care, and enjoy. What's going on, you sexy ladies? So, jumping right into this, as I said, how to stop chasing his goofy ass and get him to chase you once and for all. I hope you like that title because I think it's very accurate on what we're about to discuss. So jumping right into this, you probably want to know why you lose power to begin with. Why in the heck did he chase me so hard in the beginning and now I lose all this power and I'm chasing him and I'm trying to get validation from him? Well, I'm about to tell you. And it might be a little cruel, it might be a little harsh, but it's the truth. First off, I would say that women are more outcome dependent, which means you automatically have less negotiation power because you are looking for an end result. You are looking for an end goal, okay? Which is totally fine. I think that's great. But a lot of women tend to lower their standards to get, again, it's just negotiation. If we're bargaining and arguing price, and you're a woman who's stiff on the price saying, no, this is worth $5,000. I'm not going to give you $4,000 for it. Sorry, dude. That woman has a stronger negotiation power. But if she's dependent on what I'm selling her, such as the money, let's say she needs the money, then she's like, well, I want $5,000, but hell, $4,000 to do. I need it. I need it bad. I got to pay rent next month and Christmas is coming up, blah, blah, blah. Okay, deal. Then she lowers her value, okay? You have to have strong negotiation power, but for some reason, well, it's not for some reason, this is totally natural. Women are outcome dependent. They have a desire for the end goal, the end result, which is the relationship with the guy, especially if there is an emotional attachment, which I have here. They're emotional by nature. If there's more of an emotional attachment, there's a heavily invested resources into the person. You guys have been talking consistently for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. A lot of women just don't want to give that up. While a guy, on the other hand, is just kind of like, hey, I'm just going with the flow. Yeah, I might be looking for a relationship, but until the right woman comes along, I'm just going to do my thing. Women don't do that. They say they do. A lot of women say, oh, I talk to multiple guys. Well, yeah, you do, but you have a priority. It's that main guy. Like, you're not just going around banging a bunch of guys. Some women do, which is totally fine. Do your thing. But on average, like the average woman on Tinder doesn't get on Tinder to hook up with a bunch of guys. She wants a relationship with one of them. And I don't mean to put all women in that category. Like I said, hey, there are some who just want to go on there and hook up and just get out of a relationship and just want to see what's out there and have fun. Okay, awesome, great. But a majority of you are pre-qualifying the fact that you're going on there to find the guy for you. Men are kind of the same, kind of not. If they find a girl in there, great. To commit to, great, awesome. Until then, he's focusing on quantity. So men go quantity, quality first, while women go quality, quantity. It's vice versa, it's flipped. So with that being said, they also give in immediately to a guy's advances. As soon as a guy starts showing you, uh, you know, the beautiful world of what it would be like with him, and he starts taking you out and doing all and courting you and texting you good morning and good night and all these fluff, and hooks up with you and then cuddles you after and all this bullshit. You're like, wow, I can have a great time with this guy. And then women, for some reason, they just let their guard down and they give in. I don't know why women do that. You have to be more elusive. You have to make a guy wonder where he stands. You have to make a guy invest more in you. If he does not invest in you, he does not care. Trust me on that. That's just scarcity. That's just resources. You have to look at that from not only an economical perspective, but an evolutionary perspective. When your job as an organism is to survive and reproduce, you want resources. And if I can get more out of, investing less resources, I'm going to do so. So if I'm hooking up with you and I know I have you, why would I keep investing in you? You're not going anywhere. You have to put that fear in the guys. I'm not saying literally fear, but he can't let himself know, I got this. This is my bitch. You can't let him think that until you're actually committed with each other, okay? But for some reason, women just give in and they wonder why a guy's investing less over time. I mean, there's many reasons why he does, but yeah. So with that being said, women also need more validation. When things start to change in terms of like he's not texting me as much as he used to, or he used to, call me all the time, but now he's not, or he always does text me, but he never asks to see me, or he's making excuses saying he's busy now, and blah, blah. You start to freak out and you start to chase, and you need to seek security. And by doing so, you're coming off needy, you might freak him out, or like I said previously, you give in to the guy and you lower your standards, and he doesn't have to do anything because he knows he has you. So, and that's all from you seeking validation, which again comes from you being outcome dependent. If you just weren't outcome dependent, you just didn't give a shit, and you made a guy wonder where he stands with you by being mysterious and by being elusive, you would have men a huge majority of the time. But for some reason, women just don't do this. I'm telling you what all my videos summed up are right here, okay? If you're not outcome, I'm going to repeat it one more time. If you're not outcome dependent, you don't give in easily, you don't seek his validation, you have some negotiation power, you have standards, you don't lower them to keep him around, all doing that while being elusive and mysterious and letting him know or having him wonder where he stands with you, you got the guy. But women, I don't know why women don't do that. I mean, that's literally the secret sauce right there. So, how do men actually gain power in these chases? I kind of talked about it already, but I'm going to go over it just to help you out. They focus more on quality and quantity. I would say quantity first, as in, hey, you know what, this girl, I mean, not like a low quantity or quality, just whatever. Like, I would, like, I hate to say it because of objectifying women, but a guy, just a guy, like, hey, I'd hit that. I probably wouldn't date her, but I'd have sex with her, or I could see her as a friend with benefits, but I wouldn't commit. So, guys like having a lot of options. Doesn't mean he's talking to a lot of girls. Doesn't mean he's hooking up with all these girls. Guys just like, and this is not a bad thing. Women, do not think this is a bad thing. Don't think men are pigs because of this. This is not what makes a man a pig. This is normal behavior from an evolutionary perspective. It is one of the 2 or 3 ways of survival and reproducing and passing on your DNA. It's quantity. Another one is quality. Another one is actually relationships, man and woman getting together and successfully raising an offspring, which statistically is better if the man and the woman are in the picture. There's many different ways of doing this, again, from an evolutionary perspective. So there's no problem with a man talking to multiple women. It's him bullshitting them, which is, but through words, not actions, through words. Because actions can be subjective. What you think is, oh, this guy acts like he wants a relationship with me, but you never say anything about a relationship. I mean, then that's on you. I mean, if he wants to take you out, if he wants to hook up with you, if he wants to tell you you're beautiful, and he means all that, then okay. That doesn't mean he wants a relationship. So again, that's a woman being outcome dependent. That's her jumping to these conclusions. Don't do that, okay? So men focus more on quality and quantity, while women focus more on quality. Men are less outcome dependent, I think, because they focus on the quantity, which again, also modern dating now favors men because it's all about the numbers with technology. Men are very good at painting a picture to get you hooked, whether they're doing that consciously or subconsciously or on purpose, whatever. I want to repeat this one more time. I feel like a lot of women think that just because a guy takes you out and a guy's been talking to you for a month and that a guy says you're beautiful and that a guy is hooking up with you and that a guy's talking and texting you constantly, that automatically means he wants to commit and have your babies. That is not what that means. Maybe he just liking you in a relationship are two completely different things. I can like you. That is attraction. Attraction is not a choice. I cannot help who I'm attracted to. A relationship, though, is a lifestyle, okay? I can still want to do all those things I just mentioned and not want to be in a relationship with you. Why? Because you're fun, you're cool, you're chill, you're awesome to be around. And if women say that's not fair to me, okay, I agree. That's why I'm making this video. Then just cut the guy off. For some reason you don't, though. And women get mad at me for, preaching it and they think I favor men in this situation, or they you make too many excuses for men. I hear that a lot. I understand, but just don't put up with the bull. This is why I'm confused. See, this is why I can sit down and talk to my guys and be like, and we all say the same thing. Okay, just don't put up with the bullshit then. I mean, just cut them off. But some women just can't do it. And that's why I make the big bucks doing what I'm doing. I'm not trying to say I make money off your misfortunes, but it's, a lot of women will come to me and I listen. And again, I know it's more psychological, but I listen and I always ask them at the end of it. I'm like, why would you date a guy who treats you like this? Why would you date a guy who, you're making a priority and he's making you an option? Like, I see the value in you women, in all my clients, in all you women who are watching my videos, at least the ones I interact with. Like, I know you have value. But you just don't, you lower it because you like the guy. Hun, the guy is not worth it. Trust me. No guy is worth your value, or giving up your value, at least. Guys are such fucking trolls and tools. They're not even worth it. But anyway, sorry for that little rant. Getting back onto this, because of all of this that I just said, they have more negotiation power. They just care less about a relationship. Doesn't mean they don't want one. They just go about a different way of doing it. And men have the true mindset of, fuck it, if it happens type of thing. So here's the goal of men. Most men have the goal of investing in a woman early to get her hooked. Now, that sounds conniving, but again, you have to look at it from an evolutionary perspective. I want to see if I could get this girl for a potential relationship or not. I like her. I get my validation through her. I go through the courtship process. And if I'm feeling it, then I'm feeling it. We'll continue. If not, then if not. A lot of women don't like this either. They're like, well, I feel like he's leading me on, because he's courting me and he's doing all these things and then he drops me. Yeah, but you don't know why he dropped you. Maybe he felt like he wanted a relationship with you and then he realized he didn't. Maybe he did play you. Maybe he is a piece of shit. Maybe he wants a relationship and then he started talking to you and realized, okay, you know what? After 4 dates, I just don't see it with her. Or maybe you did something along that path that turned him off. I mean, there's many reasons why a guy will start courting you and then stopping. But his goal is to court you in the beginning either way, because that's our dating process. And through that, he's hoping to get you invested because women focus on security and consistency. If he can provide the idea or the illusion of security and consistency, he is going to win you over for the most part if you're attracted to him and if he's the best option that you're talking to, or all the men you're talking to. So once that investment is there, she's less likely to leave. Instead, she might seek validate. Well, I'm not saying women are so. This makes women sound desperate. I should rewrite this, but it's not that women seem to seek validation. It's that he has his investment in her, or they have their investments in each other. And as soon as something changes, a lot of women will try to seek the validation. I'm telling you not to do that. I'm telling you to have the freedom of outcome, to have a I just don't give a fuck attitude, and have him under. I want you to look. I'm all over the place now, but I want you to look at this slide here and see the man's goals and what you have to do to counter this. So if his idea is to get you hooked, or his goal is to get you hooked, don't get hooked. Easier said than done, but because attraction is not a choice, but what I'm saying is you got to be elusive. You could be hooked, but he can only go off the feedback loop that you give him, right? It's all communication. If you're not communicating that you're hooked, that you're elusive, you're mysterious, okay, that might work. Of course, you still got to build attraction and be flirty and fun and all that kind of stuff, And if he knows you're looking for security and consistency, act like you don't give a shit about those two things. If the investment is there, don't seek his validation. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to do the opposite of what I'm telling y'all here. And due to all this, he may invest less in her, depending on many factors. Is he still attracted to her? Is he looking for more? Is he thought what she was in terms of the relationship? Just like I said earlier, there's a lot of reasons why a guy will stop talking to a girl. It's not always because he's playing her. And I just want to emphasize this one more time. Just because a guy chases you, then stops, does not make him a player. That is not what a player is. That talking to multiple women is not a player. A player is someone who manipulates a woman through words, not actions. Okay? Because actions are subjective. Now, how to stop chasing this guy step by step? You must go into it with options and not focusing on an end goal. It might be one day at a time. Okay, that means you just a lot of women focus on the future. Your job is to have fun on that date and then win another date. He should be if you do your job right and he does his job right, you guys should go on another date. Rinse and repeat until you're building enough attraction you have him falling at your fucking feet. Instead, like I said, focus on attraction. It's like currency. The more you have, the more you can make a guy do. He is always investing more than you. That's number 3. You have to always have a guy invest more than you. You can match it. There's nothing wrong with that. And I do not recommend playing cold-hearted or hard to get or no contact or anything like that, because there needs to be a feedback loop. I'm not going to invest in a woman who I do not see a chance with. I am not going to invest in a woman who's a bitch and does not reply to my text. I'm just going to talk again, quantity. I'm just going to talk to another woman. So there has to be if he's in, basically what I'm saying is have him initiate. Have him text more. Have him text bigger text. You can respond, you can be flirty, you can come back, but you should initiate, a minority of the time. He needs to at least, I would say, initiate text or talks or dates or something like that 60% of the time at least. You must create mystery, number 4. As soon as he knows he has you, there is no reason to chase. Why would I chase you if I know I have you? If you are chasing him, wow, that was weird how I said that. If you are chasing him, understand it's because you like him more than he likes you and you're outcome dependent. Just stop chasing, even if that means losing him. Doing this at the right time will likely get him to come back due to needing validation on where you stand. If a lot of women chase, he knows he has you. Okay? If you pull away, he does not know he has you. He's going to seek validation. That's just what naturally happens. And of course, lastly here, don't put out until 6 paid dates. Also, around 6 paid dates, you need to give him an ultimatum and walk away if he does not comply. If you do not walk away from this ultimatum after giving it, you're not going to do well, okay? So just stop watching my vids. You already lost. You already lost with this guy. If you ever give a guy an ultimatum and you do not follow through with that ultimatum, I'm talking to you literally right now. If you are talking to a guy, presently talking to a guy, and you gave him an ultimatum and you are still talking to him, and he did not follow through, then you might as well just give up. You are not going to get that guy. I would bet a lot of my money on that. Okay? So, that being said, ladies, I love you. I know this was a little harsh. Hey, trust me, I'm on your side. I love you all dearly. It just saddens me that women are so wrapped up and these guys who I think are just fucking goofball. Like, what? I can't tell you how many times a client will call me and I'm like, why are you talking to this idiot? Like, this guy's a moron. Which I know is emotionally based, and men and women are both emotional by nature. I totally understand that. We make decisions based on emotions. You can ask any marketer or advertiser that. Or copywriter or anything. But you have to step back sometimes once a week or something and just think logical about the situation. Do I deserve this? Do I deserve better? Is he making the effort that I want him to make? And if the answer is no to those questions, then he needs to take a hike. Okay, so with that being said, ladies, I love you. Take care and peace.